Hello, what's going on? I hope you guys are having a phenomenal day. This is Christine Ill, and today I am talking about my journey through life insurance to 6 figures plus. Now, for those subscribers that have been waiting for this video for a little while now, I am going to say I am sorry. I am truly sorry. I have been putting together data, details, pictures. I've gone through so much to try to get this video so that it's like perfect, or what I would say is perfect, down to buying these little cue cards, right? Had a ton of these. I had all of my information from my job at McDonald's all the way up to Highmark, all the way down to Lincoln Heritage and where I am today. Took me forever. My husband was like, babe, that's a lot of information. And I'm like, I know, but they want to know the journey. They want to know how I got to 6 figures. And guess what happened? I took my stack that was like this thick of information to the hospital with me this week because I had to go in for another biopsy. And the last time I was there for hours because they do the sonogram, then the mammogram, then the sonogram, then the biopsy, and then another picture. So I'm like, okay, well, I can take all my cue cards and just run through everything again so that I can do the video, right? Because I had everything together. Let's just say that the reason this video is not going to be the 2 hours it probably would have taken had I gone through all of that information is because I left the cue cards in my robe at the hospital. So I figured that was God's way of telling me that you need to just leave that for your book and you guys can read that, listen to it when I drop the book. All right. So this video is not going to be that long. I am strictly just going to go through my journey with the life insurance, how I got here, what I've experienced. Of course, it's not going to be everything I experienced in the last 5.5 years, but the things that I really remember and I think that are going to be key for you guys to figure out if this is a journey that you want to go down. Recognize where you are. Hopefully you can learn some things about yourself through my journey. And hey, if it's something that you enjoy, hit the like button. Make sure you comment below and let's get to it. If you're a subscriber, thank you. Make sure you hit the bell because I know that if you don't hit that little bell next to the subscribe button, you're not going to be notified whenever I upload videos. And you definitely want to know because the next I have a couple of videos on our reports, but we are going to be getting into life now bosses, right? So we're going to be talking to a lot of agents that are managers, that are successful, that are spouses of managers that are successful. We're going to be talking to agents that are husband and wives both working in the business and how they're making that work. So there's so many things down the pipeline that I know you guys do not want to miss because it's going to help you to understand the process. Well, it should anyway. That's my goal. All right. So let's get to why you clicked on this video. So I started in with Lincoln Heritage Life Insurance Company in 2011. I will back up just a little bit as to how I got into this position. I never wanted to do insurance. Are you surprised? Right? Because I'm like so passionate about it. I love what I do. I love the people. I love the agents. I love everything about it, right? But that's today. That's 2018. I didn't always love or even want to be in this business. So let's back up. How I learned about life insurance is through my husband and his best friend. His best friend's name is Sean. I won't say the last name because I did not get approval to add him to the video, but Sean. And he came into this business. He has been running. He had another business before the insurance that he was making over $100,000, and he came into this business. So bringing his paychecks over to the house definitely caught my husband's attention. All right. Now, my husband he owned a landscaping company. Oh my God, it was a phenomenal business. He had the youth within the neighborhood working with him, keeping the young Black kids off of the streets. So it's phenomenal business, as well as helping others with their landscaping. All right. So that's what my husband was doing at the time that his best friend kept coming over to the house. I was still doing my credit repair on the side. I was not running that business like I used to. I owned a credit restoration company, was registered with the Better Business Bureau, as well as I was tied in with different mortgage companies. After so many years, it kind of died down when some legal things came up with trade lines and things of that nature. All right. That's another video, not today. We're not going through that. However, I still had some clients on the side, so I was doing some credit repair on the side, as well as I was a mobile stylist. I created a mobile stylist job for myself because I was bored. So I did that and was getting paid as I did hair. And I did Mary Kay on the side. Individuals that still wanted to buy my product, I let them buy it, still made the 50% commission, kept it moving. All right, so I had a few things going on. So my husband felt that this would be perfect for me to do. I disagreed, right? I'm like, no, I don't want to do sales. I don't want to do life insurance. I don't know anything about life insurance. I don't know anything about death, burials, cremation. I don't know anything about that. And I don't even like hospitals, right? Like, no, I don't want to, that's not what I want to do with my life. And prior to me doing my credit repair, Mary Kay hair, I was at Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield for 14 years. Business, management, accounts receivable, that's what I was doing. Policies and procedures, training, that was me all day until I got laid off. Then I had to figure some other things out as to where I came into the credit, doing hair, Mary Kay, right? Even though I did Mary Kay, it wasn't really sales to me. I was still at Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. I had a ton of individuals that I knew working there because I was a manager and I helped with different departments. All I did was spread out the books. They gave me the orders every 2 weeks. I put it in. I got paid. I sent them their orders. It was great. I wasn't one of those Mary Kay ladies that was out in the malls talking to people. I did some vendor shows, but that was different too because people were still coming to me. I never really went out and just solicited individuals for business. So I didn't really think of that as sales. Oh, but I learned so much about Mary Kay. Vision boards, The Secret, mindset. That'll be another video. So I was telling my husband, you don't understand. Even though I did those things, that's not life insurance. This is like real sales. I really have to go find people because I didn't know anything about leads. When his best friend was coming to the house, all he was telling us was we needed to get into this business. He gets paid almost every day. He was showing the checks. He showed like 7 checks in a matter of like a week and a half, 9 days. I'm like, okay, 9 days, he got 7 checks. Like, why does he get 7 checks? So that whole process was weird to me. I was thinking of being with this company as another job and a sales job. And I'm like, no, I don't want the stress. I don't need the stress. My husband and I was a new relationship. I was trying to figure that out, let alone trying to start something brand new with his best friend. I was like, no, it all sounded like problems to me that I did not need in my life. So I was like, no, I'm not interested. I'm not doing it. Fast forward a year. I have a dream. Guys, I had a dream. And those that know me know that I'm a dreamer. I have dreams. I follow my dreams. I research those dreams. I really take my dreams into consideration. And I'm like, God, what are you trying to tell me? So I had a dream that I So this little old white lady a policy, and she was just the sweetest little thing in the world. Like, I still, 5.5 years later, I still can see her little face and feel that warmth of her hugging me and kissing me on my cheek and thanking me for helping her with her coverage. And I woke up and I'm thinking, oh my God, am I supposed to be doing this life insurance? And I'm looking at my husband while he's still asleep, and I'm thinking, oh my God, all these fights, all these arguments, all this back and forth, all this frustration that he has with me because I will not do this business. And I'm supposed to be here? So you guys know, maybe you don't know, but I didn't tell him right away. I didn't. I went ahead and started to study for the test. And I was going through the process. And one day while I was studying, you know, he came in and he's like, I'm going to try this one more time. I want to talk to you about this life insurance. And at this point, I'm smiling because I've already decided that, yeah, you're right. You know, I had a dream and I'm going to do this. So I let him go through what he wanted to say. And he's like, why are you smiling? And then I told him, I said, well, I started studying a couple days ago. And he's like, oh my God, you know, and it's like all excited. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't really know still. I'm not 100% sold on it. But I had a dream. And so that's how I ended up in the business. First month, I finished. I got my license before my birthday. I started studying the 1st of November. My birthday is November 29th. I'm like, I'm going to have this by my birthday. Everybody's like, no, you won't. It takes weeks to do it. You know, the state has to approve it. Da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, no, I'm going to have it by my birthday because that's just what I'm going to do. And we'll go from there. My mother was like, you're going to do life insurance? Why would you do life insurance? You know, you're a business person. You need to stick with the business. You need to get another job. You know, at the time, my sister, it was years past, she'd had a stroke. My mother was taking care of my sister, and I was helping out with that. And, you know, I'm sure my mother was thinking down the road, like, she might need my help at one point financially. And here I am trying to do life insurance that does not have a set pay. And it's like, all this stuff is going on. And I'm like, okay. To my mother, I'm not going to stop doing credit. I'm not going to stop doing hair. I still have Mary Kay. Like, I still have all these other avenues to make income whenever I want, whenever I do my part. But I had this dream. And my husband's best friend keeps bringing these checks over showing his money. And it's a real check from Lincoln Heritage. It's real. I see it. And no support there. You know, and my mother's my best friend. Love her. She is like my everything. She's my everything. But I'm like, she don't support me, right? And it's fine. My husband is like, push, 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 push. Do. Go to work, go to work. Talk to everybody. Give your card out. Did it. Why, you know, everywhere we were, my husband is like, give your card out. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm shy. Oh my God, I can't talk to, they're strangers. That was me, y'all. That was me. Still me in some areas, but I know better. But that was me all the time. He's like, oh my God, you're killing me. So even though I passed my test, I came into the business. We did not have the organization that the Miles Group is today. Not at all. We had one meeting a month, maybe two, very small meetings. Not a lot of training. It was just a whoops. You know, you can have these cars and these rings. And it was all of that, which didn't excite me because I don't care about name brand anything. Although, yes, I do have a Mercedes-Benz today. But my husband picked it out, right? For me. Like, that'll be perfect for you with traveling. I told him to do the research. Well, I didn't tell him. I asked him to do the research because he's into cars. I told him what I needed. Mercedes-Benz, that's what I have. None of that excites me. Right? I'm like, That doesn't move me. Security excites me. Knowing that my future is stable excites me. Knowing that, you know, it's for women, I think, maybe men too, I'm sure men too, but the stability, knowing that there's stability there. And I didn't see the stability with the insurance business because there was no base pay. I'm used to a base pay, right? Even with my credit restoration company, I was linked in with multiple mortgage companies that were contracted to pay me monthly. So I had a base pay. Even though I was getting paid by the clients, I always had a base pay. My Mary Kay, that's always been on the side. My hair, it's always been on the side. I've always had a base pay. So, you know, this was something different as to why in the beginning I still did credit, I still did a little bit of Mary Kay, and I did hair. Had I paid attention to the reports at the beginning, if I really dug into Lincoln Heritage from day one, plugged into my reports that I was receiving, called the company to see what the reports meant, how to read them, how to understand them, how to work them, oh my God, I'd be so much further today. But we all have to go through the process for a reason. And I believe my reason is to share it with you. Stop playing with the opportunity that you have. The first month, 2011, I started. November, I think 25th is when I was contracted, right before my birthday. Might even been on my birthday. I'd have to look back again, but it was November. 1 month of doing the insurance, no leads, hardly any training. I went out with my upline for one presentation. He shook my hand and said, good luck. For real. I made $2,934 in 1 month of not knowing what I was doing, very part-time, on a low contract. $2,934. And at the end of this, I have my pictures of my 1099s. That was 2011. Didn't even look at it. Didn't even look at the 1099 when it came in at all. I know that's what I made because doing this video, researching, I found out, and I'm shocked. Are you serious? How did I get the names and the clients in the beginning? I took my girlfriend out and I took her cell phone and I wrote out every name and phone number in her cell phone. And I proceeded to call every person in her phone and ask them, did they have life insurance or not? That we have a mutual friend. It takes 15 minutes for me to go over the information to see if it's a good fit. When could we meet? Now, that's all I did 2011, 2012. Now, in 2012, my husband, he was in this biker club before he even became my husband. Every other weekend, we did not have any children, all right? We have a blended family. But every other weekend, we did not have our kids. So it was always something going on with the bike club. So he would say, hey, we're going to Ohio this weekend. And I said, okay, I'd make a couple phone calls. I'd get a couple appointments. I would sell the policy. We get paid on Friday. We blow the money on Saturday, Sunday. This was all of 2012. Still doing a little bit of credit. Still doing a little bit of Mary Kay. Still doing hair. At the end of 2012, I made $40,124. Mind you, throughout this whole year, my husband and I are still fighting, still fussing, still arguing. Why aren't you doing more, Lincoln? You need to set more appointments. You need to do that every day. Sean's getting this. Sean's got that. You're a woman. You can get in more doors. You could do this. Why don't you trust me? All of this. the whole year. I did $40,000 in my first full year doing this business with no training. And I sat down at the table and I was thinking, oh my God, what if I got like a little more serious? Like, what if I put a little more time into this insurance thing, right? And it was always the insurance thing. So I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So 2013, I'm like, all right, I'm going to stop doing this mobile hair business. I can take that time and do 1 or 2 more appointments and see what that does, right? We're going to see how this does. Still fighting with my husband about why am I not doing this every day? It's terrible. And I'm looking at my cue cards. Okay, you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. So, oh my God. I'm getting excited a little bit more about the business. I'm like, wow. Okay, my upline at this point started being like, okay, I'm okay with this management thing. I do want to hire more people. He understood exactly what he was doing, and now he can show others. So the relationship there started to build, and it's like, listen, you guys, this is what I did, and he's sharing more of what he was doing. Referrals, talking to the people that we write, asking for names, aunts, uncles, sisters, brothers, kids, nephews, nieces, ask about all of them. Had a sheet of paper, like just get as many names as possible and then see who your client can call right now to set an appointment, because you can leave from this house and go right over to the aunties or the uncles, because people will write a policy with you on the strength that their family just wrote the policy. Get it while it's hot. So then it was like, oh, okay. So then we started getting more training, right? The training was always on referrals, writing business, going out there, right? Oh my gosh. That year, I'm like, okay, how can I make this business work with my personality, with a person that is afraid to talk to strangers, with a person that if there's 5 people on this side of the street, I cross the street just to walk down and cross back over. How can I, with what I've dealt with in my years of experience prior to life insurance, how can I make this work? Because I did $40,000 last year, right? And that's in 1 year of me not even knowing what I'm doing. And it took me 14 years to make $56,000 with a company that I was working for. Might as well say 13 hours worth of work, because I had to get up real early, get my daughters together, drop them off at daycare, which I spent $635 per kid per week for that, $25 a day for parking, dealing with the traffic, dealing with the ignorance of my up managers, not being able to take vacation when I wanted, all of that, right? In 1 full year, I did $40,000. How can I fit into this business? So I started brainstorming. And I'm like, I've always wanted to be a teacher, but when I found out how much teachers make, I thought, no, that wasn't going to work. And having to deal with the parents of the kids, that was not going to work. People are crazy. So in my business years, I did managing adults. I did policies and procedures. I hired, I terminated, I trained, I motivated, I encouraged, I gave bonuses. I'm like, okay. So I started getting on YouTube. Love me some YouTube. And I'm researching life insurance agents, presentations, bonuses, business, management, entrepreneurs. I am researching all kinds of stuff. Lincoln Heritage. Didn't find much of anything about Lincoln Heritage on YouTube at that time. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. Individuals that I would reach out to on YouTube asking questions. I would get some individuals to call me back, but it was always trying to recruit me. If I didn't or wouldn't sign up with them, crickets, meaning I didn't hear anything back. They didn't help me. They didn't send me the emails they said they were going to send me. Nothing. It was like, if I'm not getting paid from you, I'm not helping you. Like, wow, this is like a cutthroat type of business, right? Okay. Fast forward. I'm still figuring out this business. I reach up to my upline and I say, you know what? I want to be a manager. What does it take to be a manager in this business? So he tells me what is necessary. You need to hire individuals. You know, you need to be a trainer. You need to be a motivator. You need to be somebody that can encourage. You need to, I'm like, oh, that's me all day. I can do that. You know, that's no problem. So hiring individuals, well, how do I get to hire people? You know, and he's like, well, you need to write more. You're not even writing enough business because I wasn't a high producer. He's like, you need to write more, you know, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay. Now, mind you, I'm still doing credit repair and I'm still doing some Mary Kay and I'm doing this a little more. And I'm like, but I see myself as a manager. I went to a meeting and found out we had leads. What? Leads? I'm like, oh my God, leads. You mean to tell me that people call, people fill out forms, they're requesting this information from the company? How come I never knew about leads? How come it's been 2 years I don't know nothing about leads? This is like the latter part of 2013. My upline says, we don't do leads. I don't do leads within my agency. Well, why not? You don't need them. Well, why not? I'm like the little kid, right? Well, why not? Because you have leads all around you. People at the grocery store, at the bank, people at the gym, people walking down the street, people at the park. Everybody around you is a potential client. You don't need leads. Just talk to everybody around you. Okay. Did I tell you guys that I was uncomfortable talking to strangers, even as an adult? Did I say that? Okay. I meant that. And I'm like, oh my God. So, of course, I'm thinking back to a previous job that I had to obtain because I needed medical insurance. And it ended up being a door-to-door sales for a cable company. And I'm like, when they gave me a name and an address, I felt more comfortable knocking on the door because I had a name. So it gave me a little more control. This company, Lincoln Heritage, has leads, which is like my door list from Comcast. And you're telling me I can't get them? So I went above his head. And I called Troy. And I'm like, Troy, I want these leads. I think I'll do better with these leads, but my upline won't give them to me. Yeah. He's like, you need to go to your upline and talk to him, explain to him, you know, build the trust, so forth and so on. So I'm trying to build the trust. He's like, I don't use the leads. I don't, you know, he didn't know how they worked. And he's like, he's made, I think over 200,000 at this point a year, not using any leads. He's like, you need to get full profit. You need to just open up your mouth. A closed mouth don't get fed. I'm like, I understand that, but I'm not you. And I need these leads. So long story short, Troy started giving me the leads. My upline was furious because he understood that if I decided to quit, he would be responsible for my debt, right? I didn't know anything about that. I knew I was never a quitter. I've never quit on anything, really. I might start some stuff and not finish it and get back to it later, but I'm not a quitter. So that didn't cross my mind. He was thinking of the debt. I'm thinking of the opportunity. And now I'm starting to figure things out like, oh my God, and you're trying to stop me. That was my mindset, right? Mindset is so important in this business. Guys, you gotta grow your mindset, change your perception, your beliefs, all of that. Another video. So I'm like, oh my God. So Troy is giving me the leads. I'm burning through them. What does burning through the leads mean? That means I'm going to the door. I'm like, hi, how you doing? I'm Christine to go over the life insurance information you requested. They're like, oh, I have life insurance. Oh, okay. Thank you. And I'm turning around and I'm walking away. That's burning a lead. All right. That's burning it. It took me a good 6 to 7 months, thousands of dollars to figure out, they had life insurance when they filled out the form. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. So, my upline is mad. How are you ordering leads over my head? I'm over here, trust me, I'm going to figure it out. I know you don't work the lead system. I'm going to figure it out. I'm on YouTube for hours and hours, and hours and hours. So, I'm out of town. I get some leads that I didn't really order. I ordered local leads, and Troy, the big boss, decided, no, I'm going to send you 3 hours away. I get these leads, and I'm like, to my husband, I didn't order these leads. I ordered such and such county, which is my county. And he's like, well, call him. So I call, and he's like, work, go to work. Those are the leads you got, go to work. It's like, gotta go to work. Okay, so I go to work. I go ahead, and I drive the 3.5 hours away. While I'm out of town and I am working, my husband calls me and tells me I have a termination letter in the mail. What? A termination letter? I was like, you know what? Okay. Like, I finally decided I want to do this business. I finally decide, you know what? I need to be in management. I'm on pace, like trying to do what's necessary to get into this management role. And I get a termination letter. So I call Lincoln Heritage. Hey, this is Christine Ill, agent number da-da-da-da-da. And I just got a letter in the mail stating that I'm about to be terminated. They're like, oh, yeah. Well, because your persistency is at 55%. I'm like, what is that? What do you mean? What are you talking? What? I know I'm animated. Deal with me. What do you mean? Persistency. They're like, okay, so do you know to look at your commission reports every month? I'm like, what is a commission report? So I am completely blonde. I'm like, I get 1 million emails from Lincoln Heritage every day. I was told just look at my commission statement and my advances. Like commission as far as what I'm getting paid for the day. Not my commission persistency report. It's 2 different reports. And the lady on the phone is like, no, you get a report every month. You get your NTOs, which means not taken out, and your lapsed means people didn't pay, and it's been 3 months, so you got to rewrite them. List every single month. I am furious. Furious. So while they're explaining this to me, in my mind, I'm thinking my upline is trying to let me get fired. He doesn't respect me. He doesn't want me on his team. I'm the only female. I'm thinking all this negative stuff, right? Because I didn't have my mindset together. I'm thinking all of this in my head, like and I'm out here trying to make this thing work. Trying to work. This is I've been at my lowest point financially when I decided I was going to do Lincoln life insurance business, right? Everything is like falling apart right now. And now I'm about to get terminated? Yeah, okay. So they're like, oh, yeah. And by the way, we just received a notification from the IRS that we have to send them all of your advances except for $426. What? I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I'm in this car, mind you. I'm in a Hyundai Sonata where I'd had an accident. Front end was like bumped in. Didn't have the insurance at the time. Couldn't get that fixed. I used to say that it looked like the Incredible Hulk punched the front of my truck, the front of my car. Nope, the air conditioner went bad. I'm on a donut. I'm out of town. I have no savings account. Nobody that can help me with any extra money. My husband's already doing all that he can on his end with all that he has to do. I'm about to get terminated in 30 days because of persistency, which I have no idea what that's about. And now the IRS, I was like, you know what? I said, okay, thank you. Okay. Hung the phone up. I'm on the side of the road and I am just like, God, what am I supposed to be doing? What is going on? My world is upside down. The relationship is crazy because the finances are crazy. He's telling me to do this. I'm not doing this 100%. I'm doing this, and that because I'm getting money from this, and that. And I don't believe in this. And everything is crazy. Now the IRS, termination, and I'm out of town. With leads that cost money that I owe, right? Okay. So I call my husband and I'm like, I just called Lincoln Heritage. And on top of me about to be terminated, the IRS has put a stop on my monies. And I can only get $426 a month, which is not even my car note. And yeah, so I'm gonna finish working today, and when I get to the hotel, I'm gonna call the IRS, and if I cannot get them to agree to a payment arrangement, I'm not coming home until I make this $22,000 to pay them off, because I cannot go every month with them adding on interest to what I owe. I'll use the credit cards that I have on me, and I'm going to work. And he was like, you need to come home. I'll call you after I call the IRS tonight. He's like, you need to call them now. I'm not. I'm going to go to work. So I pushed through, and I was able to actually sell 5 apps that day. 5. Because all I could think of was, I need to make this money to pay this IRS. How am I going? This is not going to work. It's not going to work. 5 apps. I didn't mail them in. I held on to them because at this point, like, I don't know what I'm going to do, right? Still was up in the air. Thank God I sat on the phone with the IRS for 4 hours. I was able to make a payment arrangement. This was some debt that I owed from a previous marriage that was audited, and yeah, they saw I was making a little bit of money, and they were like, yeah, they're coming to get me. I'm like, oh my God. So I was able to work that out. Thank God. But now this termination thing. So I called my upline, and I'm going off. You just don't want me to succeed. You're mad because I got these leads over your head, and I'm going all the way off on my upline. Thank God. He just didn't even think too much about me. He was like, whatever. Lincoln will terminate her. She'll be done. She's crazy. You know, he could have called and terminated me on the spot, but he didn't. And I say thank God for that. Like, I tell him every now and then, I'm like, thank you for understanding that I was crazy and I needed to grow, because I needed to grow. I didn't know that then, but I needed to grow, and it wasn't his fault. This is my business. My business. But again, I was looking at it like it was a job, and I was expecting somebody to give me everything, tell me everything, show me everything. That's not how this works, right? So next day, go to work the rest of my leads, got about 3-4 more apps. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. I did about 8 to 9 apps in 2 days. Came home. I'm like, okay, I need to learn about these reports, right? This is all in 2013. Okay. Sat down. I called Lincoln. I was on the phone with Lincoln Heritage Home Office for about 3 to 4 hours easy. I know every code for every report, the dates, what they mean, how it's calculated. I know all of it. Okay, I sat down with my color-coded pens. I took notes, and I was so grateful that they would even take that time to explain it all. And I went to my upline, like, I created this whole training manual, like, here we go. This is the stuff that we need. This is what we need in order to run our business. And we don't talk about these things. It's always go to work, go to work, go to work. Just go to work, go to work, go to work. Yeah, we need to go to work, go to work, go to work. But we also need to understand how to run the business. That's the back end reports. The money that pays is the money that stays. It's the apps that keep paying is how we keep getting paid, right? If we don't work the reports, money's falling out from the bottom. Money is falling out from the bottom. We're still adding in, but then it's dropping. So in order to keep this money, our residuals, to keep building, our monthly pay to keep building, we got to work all of it. It's not just work your leads. You need to work your leads, work your referrals, work your NTO, your lapse report, your service report. You got to work all of it. It's a business. And when you have a business, it costs money, right? Okay. Done with that. 2013, I started to figure this thing out, y'all. I was figuring it out. I ended the year with $58,310. I'm like, oh. In my second full year with Lincoln, I made more than I made 14 years of Highmark. What? Oh, I'm feeling really good about myself at this point. I'm like talking to my mom, my sister who was, in the wheelchair. My mom was taking care of her. I'm like, oh my God. I wasn't really sharing a whole lot of information with her because I felt bad about her situation. So I kind of didn't want to do too much because I didn't want everybody to give me so much attention. And here she's disabled, right? But I was feeling really good about this. Like, oh my God, like, oh, this is like good. This is good. 2013. I'm talking to my manager about being a manager. I'm like, listen, I understand these reports now. I understand this business. I understand how to work this. I've given myself this huge jump. Okay, I went from $40,000 to $58,000. I am like winning, right? I'm so excited. I'm like, okay, now I feel like I'm ready to hire. Now I'm ready to start training people. Now I'm ready to really show others what this opportunity is about, because now I'm really starting to see the money part of it, right? Oh, I'm so pumped. January 16th, 2015 was the first managers in trainings retreat with the managers. And at that time we were still small agency, not really small, but we were still, manageable, if you will. And Troy paid for everybody's trip to the MIT MGA, or not the MGAs, but the MIT's training. And I'm in the MIT program at this point. Like, yes, I'm like 2014 is going to be my year. This is going to be great. I'm going to be a manager. And at this point, it's like my husband was starting to transition in, like, okay, I'm about to come into this business. Like, I need to be in here too, right? Oh my gosh. So I'm pumped. I get my flight information for January 16th to go to Florida for the training. I'm like, me and Kristen, she's also in the training program at that time with me. We're like, oh my God, we're on the same flight together. So we're like making plans, what we're going to do, how we're hooking up, so forth and so on. January 13, I'm out Cumberland County working, and I get stuck on a mountain ice. And I'm thinking, you've got to be kidding me. Like, I got to get on a flight in 2 days. I need to make it back home. They're talking about this ice storm is going to be out here for 3-4 days. I am losing it. I'm like, I call my husband. He's stressing with me on the phone. And I'm like, okay, he's not making me feel any better. So I call my sister. And she's always been a prayer warrior. So she's like talking me through coming down off of this hill with the mountain on the side. She's telling me, you know, go on the left side. I'm thinking, if I go on the left side, I'm going to hit the people coming up. She's like, baby, there's ice. Nobody's coming up the hill. Think about it. You need to be on that side. So if you start to slide over to go over on the side of the mountain, you can jump out the car and hopefully, you know, not die. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, okay, you're right. So I'm on that side, and thank God I'm not hitting anything. I'm sliding, but my car is sliding to the side. I'm going down a hill, and I'm like, I'm so tense holding on to the steering wheel. And she's just talking to me real calm, like she's always very calm. And she's like, you know, praying, and I'm like, I'm seeing the red light at the bottom of the hill, and I'm like, oh my God, it's a red light, it's a red light. I'm going to go straight in. Now, mind you, the road is this way. My vehicle's this way. I'm sliding down that way. I'm like, I'm going straight in, and cars are going to just smash me on both ends. I'm not getting tense just even talking about it again. I get to the bottom of the hill, and the light turns green. Only God, right? Well, and this is the main road at the bottom, so it's clear as to why the cars were going. Car stops. I'm like, oh my God, I made it. I'm like crying. You know, she's like, okay, you know, you feel better. I'm like, thank you so much. Thank you, Melinda. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And she's like, well, you coming home? I'm like, I am coming home right now. And I'm like, I will see you tomorrow. And she's like, okay, I'll see you tomorrow. The next day, well, that night, of course, I called my mom. I'm like, I made it home. My mom took care of my sister, so they lived together. I'm like, tell Melinda I made it home. She's like, okay, she's asleep. So I'm home. 2014, January 14. I made it home that night, January 15, 2014. I wake up in the morning. I'm calling my mom's phone, you know, because I'm like, oh, I'm local. I want to come on over to the house and, you know, thank Melinda for praying me off the mountain because I was freaking out. And the phone is ringing, busy, 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 busy. I'm like, what is going on? Her phone's never busy, right? So I'm on the north side of Pittsburgh, about 15 minutes away from where my mother lives, right? And I'm driving down. I'm getting ready to door knock somebody local, and then my phone rings, and it's my mom. I'm like, hey, what's going on? I've been trying to call you all morning. And she's like, well, are you home? I'm like, well, no, I'm not home. I'm driving around. I'm always driving, like, you know, what's up? She's like, well, I need you to pull over. I'm like, Mom, and I'm always talking to my mom like this, like, Mom, just say what you got to say, because she's always stressing, and yeah, stuff that she shouldn't stress about. And I'm like, that's not that serious. But this was serious. She says, your sister died last night. And I'm like, what? What? I'm like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? What? And I had to pull over, and I lost it. Like, I completely went blank. I don't even know how long. I just went blank. And she's like, I need the phone number to call the insurance company and this and that. And I'm like, wait a minute. I still can't even talk about it. I'm like, she just sprayed me off the mountain. I'll be back. Okay. So I'm like, can't believe it, right? So I give my mother the phone number, and I'm headed on over to her house. Now, this is the turning point of my seriousness of this business. Because now somebody very close to me died. And I was able to see how other people have to go through when somebody dies. The process, making the phone calls, trying to deal with insurance companies, dealing with the funeral homes, dealing with the police, dealing with the ambulance. It's like so much all at the same time. And mentally, it was like I wasn't even there. Like, this wasn't even really going on. I called my husband and I told him, and he's like, I'm on my way. And I'm like, no. Because I knew if he was there, I would not have been able to be strong like I needed to be in front of my mom and my uncle and my aunt, right? Because it would have been him, and I would have broke all the way down, because then he would have been the one strong to carry me. And I just was like, no, I need to do this. So at that point, that's where Lincoln was able to save my mom about $3,600, because they called 4 different funeral homes outside of the one that we wanted to use, and found one that was very, less expensive for the exact same arrangement. And at that point, well, not really at that point, it was like the day, 2 days later, I realized the importance of the Final Expense product and the program with the Funeral Consumer Guardian Society. That's when it really dug in that this isn't just about how much I get paid. This isn't just about, like my opportunity. It's what we can provide to so many other people. And yeah, my sister had other life insurance. It took me a week after she was laid to rest, a week to finally get somebody to call me back to start that claim process. A week. I was out of town on this retreat. Yes, I did go. Trying to learn, running outside, trying to answer 800 numbers to make sure I didn't miss the call from the other insurance company, because they had to call me back, right? It was just absolutely crazy. When Lincoln had already wired the money and we were able to take care of the arrangement when I got back in town, because my sister died on a Wednesday. We were flying out on a Thursday. The manager's meeting was on Friday. Our other family members and everybody came in, and we did the ceremony on Sunday, which is when I came back in town on Saturday. And so Sunday we laid her to rest. So it was just, the timing was perfect as far as I'm concerned. And at that point, it was a matter of, do I sit at home and keep crying about my sister dying, or do I go to this training and learn what I need to learn to keep growing, because I'm still alive. And even though that was one of the worst times of my life to even have to make a business decision, I went. And I asked everybody that was there, do not say nothing to me about it. Don't tell me how sorry you are. I didn't want to talk about it. I wanted to just not even deal with it until I came back home, which is what I did. And of course, people still hugged me a little longer, and I still felt it. I was like, okay, get off me, like just leave me alone. But I understood that I needed to do what was necessary. I needed to live. I needed to now, even more than ever, I needed to be successful in this business, because now that my sister had died, my mother was 12 years older, because she took care of my sister all those years, and my mother had no income. Because see, when my mother was caring for my sister, that income was coming in that paid for the household bills. I have no choice at this point but to understand this position and to really go to the next level, because now I knew it was my responsibility to take care of my mom, right? So that was crazy. Oh, that trip was amazing. It really was amazing. Got back off of that trip, and again, that was January 15 when my sister passed. So January 18th, we were back in town. And that year, I didn't know credit. I didn't know hair. I didn't know Mary Kay. All I did was Lincoln Heritage. Was it easy? No. No. I created flyers. I printed out flyers. I had myself and my 2 kids running around the neighborhood, putting cards on people's doors, putting cards on people's cars. I mean, we were all over the neighborhood, just putting my name out everywhere. I was going to apartment complexes, asking if I can do shows or vendors, having tables set out. I was doing everything and anything that I never even thought that I could do, I was doing, because I knew I had to make this money, right? And I understood now really what program I had in my back pocket. I knew that this was something that really helped others because they helped us. Oh, I went off. I went crazy. I went crazy that year. That year, later on in the year, the arguments came in because I was spending hours and hours and hours on YouTube looking at presentations. I had bought a poster board, 3-way poster board, had mirrors on all 3, had bullet points at the bottom, goals, like my vision boards. I started doing my vision boards again. I mean, I was like, listen, this is what it's going to be. And that's all that was important. That's all that was important. To the point where my husband said to me, I'll never forget, he says, do I have to become a laptop to get some play up in this house? I mean, my God, when are you going to pay attention to your house? And of course I was angry. And I'm like, you wanted me in this business. Now I'm in the business. Now I believe in the business. Now I'm doing well. And now you want to complain about that? My mindset wasn't right. I'm still working on that, mind you. I'm still working on the mindset. But, 2014, talk about a roller coaster. A roller coaster. I was getting the sales, and then I was losing sales, and I was learning the reports, and I was working the reports, and then I wasn't working the reports, and then I wasn't consistent in the field. Then I was consistent. Then I said, okay, I'm going to hire me an appointment setter, because if I have somebody setting these appointments for me, I have time in the evening so I can deal with the family, love on my husband, love on my kids, have some time mentally to myself. And when I wake up in the morning, I'll have appointments. I'll know where I need to be at what time because I'm paying somebody to do that. So that's what I did. Man, that appointment setter, she would set 6 appointments per day. Per day. I'm like, oh my God, this is like the life. Great. First 3 months, awesome. It really went well. Like, oh my goodness, it was like God sent my life. I had like a life again. But then things happened in her life, and she wasn't able to make quality appointments anymore. And then I would end up going to the homes, and well, sometimes even still, I would go to homes and they weren't home, or whatever. That just happens with appointments. But more than ever, at the end of her stint with me, I noticed that appointments were not holding. And I remember this one lady, I came early to the appointment, and she was outside looking, and I'm like, hi. And she's like, you weren't the one who called me to set the appointment, were you? I'm like, oh no, that was my appointment set or whatever. She's like, she was very rude. She just like laid it down for me. And I'm like, oh my God. She said, I came out here early to take my dog to the bathroom because I was not going to open the door for you. But you come riding around the corner waving and smiling. I knew it couldn't be you. I knew you couldn't have been the one who called me last night. So couple more appointments, kind of had the same review. So I had to go ahead and let her go. Really enjoyed that time frame. I hired a couple other appointment setters since that young lady, and none of them worked out, so that just didn't work out. So I went back to making phone calls during my time in between door knocking, calling referrals in between door knocking. I was setting 3 days out of the week for evening calls between 6 to 9. I found that I was finding a lot of people answering their calls at 8:30. So my schedule was serious. At my old 2014, 2015 scheduler, right? You have to have a scheduler, all right? So just going back and looking, and I'm just going to kind of turn it around real quick just to give you an idea to see how my schedule was. You have to. I'm looking at the next month. I had some sick days. Again, I was dealing with some health stuff. Dealing with some health stuff now. But every month, this was 2014, every single month, my calendar was booked. I mean, it's like, I'm even going, I can go all the way down. I mean, I'm even into March 2015, like months. It's like all of them booked, just booked every single month. Okay? Every single month. Every single month. I had to map out in order to really do this business. 2014, 2015. Yo. So let's go back. 2012. Well, you don't need to see this. I'll post my 1099s. 2012, 40,124. 2013, 58,310, right? 2014, my sister dies. I decided I want to be a manager. My sister dies. I go to the retreat. I come back. I'm on fire. I hire an appointment setter. Only lasts for 3 months. I pick up on the phone calls. I've learned a lot from her too, as far as making calls, as well as YouTube. Love YouTube. Getting serious. Did my flyers. Had my kids involved. I mean, oh my goodness. The kids, even having the kids doing envelopes to send out letters. Having the whole family involved. I had my poster board where I was looking at myself in the mirror because, of course, you guys get to see my animation. But I can't be that animated in front of a client. So making sure that I know how my facial expressions look when they say something crazy, the whole nine, because we're dealing with people. Practicing in the mirror so I can see what I look like, keeping my goals in front of me and what I'm trying to achieve, right? 2014, I jumped to $142,686. This was the most challenging year I have ever had, 2014. The year that I crossed over to 6 figures plus was the most challenging year ever. Yeah, this was the year I decided I wanted to be a manager. My sister dies. I have to go and learn a new process the day after she dies and try to focus on that. Took a lot of notes. Hired an appointment setter. She ended up not working out after 3 months. Had to learn that process to start making the phone calls on my own. The letters, getting the kids involved, being outside every single day, like a regular job. I was working every single day, Monday through Saturday, every single week, right? This was the year that I had a boot on my car from unpaid taxes because I was not paying attention to my personal business, my income still, because I was crazy and running. This was the year. This was the year. But I jumped from 58,310 to 142,686. Now I'm sure you're thinking, oh my God, well, why would that be the most challenging year? I thought that once you make, 6 figures, that everything's going to be easy. Listen, your life will only be easy based on your mindset, how you believe, and how you handle trials and tribulations. Because no matter how much money you make, there's always going to be something that's going on. That's just part of life, all right? So, that's not true. The journey to success, and that's even one of those words, like what does success mean for you? But to 6 figures, to making over $100,000 a year, that journey is something to pay attention to, as well as try to enjoy the process and understand that, okay, this is happening because you need to learn something, right? You need to grow through something. You need to be challenged. You need to be uncomfortable all the time. And that's what's going to keep taking you to that next level, right? Oh my God, I love it. I love it. So 2014, very emotional year, very exciting year. Ended that year, and that's when I earned my income ring, my 6-figure income ring. Phenomenal time. There's going to be pictures. I have tons of pictures that I was looking for. I don't know if I'm going to put it in through the video or just put it at the end. You can kind of look at the video log at the end of this video. My husband put the ring on me, which was phenomenal. I was so excited about that because had it not been for him introducing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and of course God gave me the prayer, but you know, God gave it to him first. So the seed was laid and God had to water it, right? And then it was like, okay. And then he was still pushing me. And even though it was in a manner that I didn't want to receive it, it was necessary because I absolutely love what I do today. Going through it, I complained. I remember days just crying, you know, throwing my wigs at people because they were ignorant and rude and prejudiced, and I didn't understand that because that's not my personality, and I'd be so frustrated and hot, and like I'm out here trying to give my best to people that don't want it, you know. Oh, the emotional drain. Oh, because I expected people to automatically receive me as I was coming to them. That's not reality. You're going to get the ignorant people, the rude people, the sick people, the prejudiced people, the people that just don't like people. You're going to get all of that. And then you're going to get the people that just want to love on you, that are grateful, that are so, they're going to just give you what you need for that day. And sometimes those individuals that love on you may not even write a policy, right? Pay attention to the process. Love the process. Hold on to those individuals that make you feel good, right? I don't know whoever said it, but it's noted that people are not going to remember everything that you say, but they will remember how you make them feel. So that goes for us too. Remember how individuals make you feel to help you go forward when you get to those mean people, right? Forget about it. It's not personal. It's not about you. Half the time they don't even know why you're there because they're dealing with all kinds of their own drama, right? Go back and see them another day. And I like to come back and say, hey, you having a better day today? What do I care, right? You're not anymore. Before I used to take it personal. Not anymore. Now I understand. These people are sick. Somebody just died. They're on a lot of medication. They may be in a lot of pain. You know, we don't know what these clients are going through when we come knock on a door, when we are making the phone call. Stop taking it personal. Period. Our job is to go and love on everybody that we meet. That is what we are there to do. And when I say love on them, it's because when we're given this policy, when they die, that is love that they are leaving for their family because they're giving them some help, financial help, as well as the family support service. That's love. So that's why I always say we're there to love on them. All right. 2014, ended that year with 142. I continued to do the same thing in 2015, but I started to hire agents and I started to train agents, right? I did a lot more lead ordering and working in 2015. I really, as you saw in that calendar, I kept it consistent with every month, mapping out my month. What do I need to do? Where do I need to go? Where do I need to work? Obviously, you're not going to know. Well, you might. But for most of us, we don't know where we're going to work next week, what county, because we might not know what leads are available. But you can still map out what days you have available to hit the road, to work. You know, what days you don't have to be responsible for your kids. You know, what days you are able to travel and stay the night. So this is August 2018. You see that? I know I'm looking crazy looking up at that. I just want to make sure you guys can see this. All right. August 2018. That's the month that we are in today. I still have all my color codes. It's still not, you know, it doesn't look like somebody's typing. It's my own sloppy handwriting. I understand what's on here. It's still consistent. Even though I am now shifted into the administrative role and I'll be working in the field here and there, this is something new. Now that my husband is, well, he's been in the business now. He's coming up into his 5th year. And he will get his 5-year ring. That's what that is, right? And I'll show the pictures at the end. And I cherish my rings because I wasn't able to get my class ring in high school or college because my mother couldn't afford it. That's a different story. That'll be in my book. But yes, nonetheless, I have on the one side, I'll just give you a glimpse of this calendar. But on this side, it's my pursuits and possibilities. And if you notice on my pursuits and possibilities, I have a ton of individuals' names. Yes, these are individuals that I am going to be pursuing to do videos with me and my husband for you guys. These are agents that are successful within the life insurance business. Some of them are married. Some are married and both partners are in the business. Others are single, but that are very successful and have children. They may be single parents. So a ton of different scenarios, situations, different individuals, different nationalities, all doing very well in this business. Our first couple, well, we did Juan and Cheryl. That was our first couple, but not really an official sitting down and doing a structured type interview. So the first one that's going to be like that is going to be Gabriel Brown and Diane Brown, and that's going to be on the 26th of this month. So I should have that loaded for you guys by the 29th on that Wednesday. So mark your calendars because that one is going to be also an amazing video. Gabe Brown is with the Keep Moving Forward. That is who he is. That is his trademark. That is his business. Keep moving forward. And yeah, I'm not even about to dig into that because that's what he's going to do for you guys. The story is phenomenal. It's powerful. And his wife, she's a stay-at-home mom, but the role that she plays outside of just being the stay-at-home mother, which is a huge role in itself, raising children, is also she deals with the side of his business with the spouses. Yo, that dynamic, talk about a power couple on a whole nother level, right? I'm so excited. I can't wait for you guys to tie into him. And he also has a channel, and we will be linking that channel and his website with his video later on this month. And again, it'll be posted for you guys on the 29th, but we will be recording it on the 26th. I'll let you know if I change my mind as far as it being live. However, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this video of my journey to 6 figures. I hope you were able to see that it is a process. It is not an easy process. You have to grow. You have to die of self and become somebody else in order to make it to a level where somebody else is, where you want to be. You cannot make it to 6 figures with who you are today. A lot of negative things in my mindset, a lot of past things in my mindset, a lot of hurt in my mind, a lot, my past, all of those things were keeping me from getting to where I am today and where I need to go for tomorrow. And what moved me out of that was the grace of God. Yes, I am a believer. Understanding the vision board and the process of this vision. Having in front of you at all times what's important. if you notice, right in the middle of my board is my family. Because if you look at any kind of a portrait, the first thing you look at is what's in dead center, and your eyes kind of go up from the upper left-hand corner and then around in a circle. So you're kind of like looking here and you're going around. So right in the dead center is my family, right? And then I'm going around, the good news just don't stop. Feeling good, dream, yes you can. A wife's prayer for her husband. Visualize your success. Live your best life. Taking care of business. Moving over to your faith and working out. Losing weight, because that was my journey. I've lost the weight that I wanted to lose. Thank you, Jesus. 8 weeks. It was phenomenal. I feel great. Coming back down. I am worthy. I'm worthy. Believing that. Walking with pride. Leap of faith. Set yourself free. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. All right? Yes, Lord. Dare to dream. You create your reality. Life and death is in the power of your tongue. What are you talking to yourself about? What are you speaking over your life? What are you speaking over your family? Coming back down, I am prepared for prosperity. Start my day every day with prayer and praise. I love this little vehicle. I do love this car. And this little, oh my God, this car is only a $26,000 vehicle. It is a Mazda. I love Mazdas. And that's just a little sports car that I will have. It may be an upgrade one. I'm not going to get this vehicle until after I get my new house, but I love this car, so it's there. Prosperity, financial freedom, earning $500 a day, and that is the day that I go to work in the field. I am focused on earning at least $500 that day, and I'm focused on dramatic results. That is what, these are the things that are constantly in front of me. Behind me, I got creative one day. I saw a motivational little frame. It's like $45. I like to do things on a budget, right? I just do. I like spending money on vacations. I don't like spending money on stuff like this if I can do it myself. I went down to the thrift store, bought the little frame for $1, took out the picture that was in there, went ahead and went to Michael's, bought me some stickers, right? Tons of different stickers in here. Took the stickers out, put it on the paper, put the frame back down. There we go. What do we say on there? Be fierce, guys. Don't quit your daydreaming. I can and I will. Wake up and be happy. Make today count. Nailed it. Like, I gotta give myself props, right? Create your own adventure. Believe in yourself. Change your thoughts. You will change your life. Never give up hustling. You always got to hustle, guys. Always. And be so good that they cannot ignore you. All right? I keep these things around me at all times because every day there are new challenges. Every day there's something to try to remind you of your past. Every day there is something that's going to try to creep up and tell you that you're not good enough, that you shouldn't be here. Every day you're going to have somebody like your spouse or your mother or your sister or your brother or your best friend telling you that this isn't worth it. Every day I am here to tell you that it is worth it. All the struggle, all the pain, all the tears, all the disappointments, all the doors slamming, all the phones being hung up on you, all the chargebacks, everything that you have to go through in this business is worth it if you want to make it to true financial freedom. Nobody that is successful, whether it is in life insurance, whether it's in another business venture, it's a different entrepreneur, nobody has made it to be a millionaire without struggle. Even those that were inherited money. Did I say it right? Inherited. Pray for me, guys. Money had to lose somebody. That's a struggle. And they still have to go through some changes to keep that money, right? So, Again, guys, thank you for joining me in my journey to making 100,000 plus. Hope you enjoyed this video. Any questions, any comments, feel free to leave them down below. Guys, I'm so glad to finally finished this video. All right, so at the end, we're going to have some pictures, tons of pictures from just the experience, probably some baby pictures, my old house, neighborhoods, whatever. There's going to be pictures at the end. Feel free to just stick around and enjoy the show. So give me a thumbs up if you like the video. If not, sorry. This is my life, and I'm sticking to it. Peace.